Hello and welcome to the TNC podcast, episode 15. I am joined by Perrin and his hello, and his brother Corbin. Thank you for interrupting me, by the way.
Sorry for interrupting.
I was in the flow.
I interrupted you. I was just wanting to say.
It's one of the things he does best. He's been training for years just to interrupt Sean.
I'm an Olympic gold medalist, actually. 3 times.
He really is, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
and he's the only one that's
too, if it was
could have. Yeah.
He's got silver. He's got the gold, silver, and bronze.
What performance-enhancing drugs do you need to interrupt people better, Corbin?
Maybe like caffeine or something.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Man. It just been 30 seconds and we've already been completely derailed.
That's what I'm here for.
Were we ever on the rails at this point?
That's our magic, baby.
Oh dear.
Well, this is a podcast.
Well, yes, this is a podcast. Or is it at this point? Who knows? So I'm going to try and get this back on the rails. I don't know if we're even on the rails in the first place. But as you may have noticed, Micah and Perrin aren't here. Perrin, what the hell am I talking about?
Actually.
Oh my god. You derailed me. It's because you interrupted me. You had to get that gold.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Practicing for number 4 or 5.
Oh, this is going to be a long episode. Okay, so Micah and Ethan are not here, unfortunately. So as always, I can't give you the stats. So just pretend that TNC Live got a trillion views. It might have. The couch probably
Incredible.
did. We'll delve more into the couch later and so on.
The couch saga.
The couch saga.
We've got to make like a movie
amazing
poster at this point, or something.
We have to, yeah. But I think for now we'll move on to interesting stuff we've been doing, and I think I shall start with Perrin.
Hello, alrighty. So, once again, not doing a whole lot. Now that summer
Except
is
from
out.
Interrupting me.
Aside from interrupting, I'm getting better every day. You know, it's.
And Sean's starting to learn from the
fitness
master
isn't
as
a
well.
hobby; it's a passion. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've been working a bit more on my personal football stuff for my football league, and so I'm working on a new photorealistic template, baby.
Ooh.
So like,
oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, I updated, so I have a comparison of the old one and the new one, and it's completely visual, so no one's gonna know what I'm talking about if you're listening. But the
Just
old one is
describe it in
bad.
detail.
The old one is bad and doesn't have much detail because you can't really see like the uniform stripes super well on the pants, and there's like black outlines, and it doesn't look super great. And the new one is in a much more dynamic pose, and there's no lines like noticeable outlines. It's more detailed.
Oh yeah.
Way more detailed on like the shoes and the accessories and everything, and it looks a lot better, and I'm much more happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I
so I'm
remember
working on,
when
yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we first saw it, and I said it looks like he didn't have any neck. It just looked like he was just like one cylinder as a head.
Yeah, that's kind of how it be with football uniforms, because it makes the shoulders look really big, and then when the helmet is on your head, it makes your head look small. And so combine that with like looking slightly downward, the neck is barely visible.
Yeah, it did make me giggle.
A little comical, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But yeah, I'm also learning how to drive. That's pretty nifty.
Ooh,
watch
out.
Yeah, I actually drove all the way from my house to church this morning. I'll have you know. It was 15 minutes, and I spent a solid 10 of those minutes on state highways, baby. Like the small ones, not like not like an interstate, not like a giant one with 4 lanes, like the back road kind of highways, 1 lane in each.
I thought I heard about
but
a big accident.
It wasn't me. I have an alibi. I was causing havoc elsewhere.
Yeah, he was busy interrupting someone else.
Interrupting with his car.
Yeah. Oh dear. I think I'll go next anyway. So I've not been working on too much either. So, but I have been working on learning Windows 11, or by that, getting used to it, because there's some things I have problems with. I'm very frustrated with, because I'm trying to get used to the center taskbar. So for anyone who doesn't know, old versions of Windows, the taskbar, all the buttons and that were on the left hand side. But now they've been moved to the center. You can move them back, but I'm trying to get used to the center. I'm trying to be like a Mac user. I'm getting used to everything being centered. But I've gotten mostly used to that. But what's great is they have this new feature called widgets. So it's like this like kind of thing that comes out when you press like the weather icon. And it is the worst news aggregator I have ever seen. It is just pure torture. Like, it has likes and dislikes. Like, that's one improvement. It's got a better feature over YouTube. It's got dislikes. So there's it's got that. Man. But it's like everything, like, so you're supposed to be able to fine tune your like recommendations, because when I first opened it, it was just like the most stupid guff you've ever seen in your life. It was like just celebrity gossip and stuff. It's like, I ain't reading all that. But,
I don't know if they do it in Scotland, but here in the US, if you go to any like supermarket or store, there's an entire like shelf full of magazines with all the celebrity gossip headlines.
Yeah.
Like
we have
as you check out, it's hilarious how little I care about this stuff. Like,
we have them too, and
I'm sure it's very entertaining if you do pay attention to celebrity drama, but it's always like kind of also completely made up also, whatever they put on those headlines.
If you're into fan fiction, maybe that's what it is.
It's like fan fiction, but for real people.
Fan fiction, but it's real. Or is it? But yeah. But it's so bad because, right, first thing that's annoying, if you want to personalize your feed, you have to open it up in Microsoft Edge. There's no other option. It has to be open in Microsoft Edge. As a Firefox user, very annoying. But that's classic Microsoft. And then trying to actually change the sources, like I've said, right, I'm not interested in this source, and it still just shows me them anyway. Just so that just kind of. That's now a feature I'm never going to touch ever again. That's just one extra cool feature that's just going to sit there on my computer, never going to use it again. So that's fun. Incredible. What's also great is, so with the search bar, like when you want to search for files and stuff, it also allows you to search the web. Now, most logical people would think if you hit enter, it would open it in your browser with your preferred search engine. But this is Microsoft. So it instead opens it in Microsoft Edge and on Bing. So even if you change the default search to like Google on Microsoft Edge, it forces it to open in Bing every single time.
Awful.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for everyone who has to use Bing.
I feel like that's like tier 2 tacky.
Yeah.
It's like above just the regular tomfoolery. It's like you gotta go out of your way.
Scale. This is about a DEFCON 3 on the tackiness scale.
Yeah. This is ballistic. This is the ballistic tomfoolery here. Oh dear. Yeah, man. But that's what I've been doing this week, just trying to not go insane with Windows 11. But Corbin, what have you been working on?
So I've been working on a few things, as is my custom. The one I've spent the most time on is probably audible in the background. I've been heavily modifying a 3D printer that's currently behind me and running very loudly. I bought the printer in like 2018, and it was not very good. And over time, it would also get worse. Like things would just kind of like slip. And the whole idea of a 3D printer is it needs to move exactly like very carefully. And so if something wobbles, that's very bad. And so at this point, I've replaced about half the parts. I think every single axis of motion I've heavily influenced or redesigned entirely. I redesigned how the plastic is shoved into the melty bit, which is the technical
very technical.
And so yeah, I've just been spending like this entire
if you didn't notice.
I'm an engineer. Yeah,
Oh.
I love to think like a NASA engineer is just like the fiery part, the hot part is like
NASA engineers. This is how they talk.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube who is going to be an astronaut in a number of years. And one of his bits is every rocket launch he has to check that the pointy end is up and the flamey end is down. So it is certainly. But anyways, yeah. So I've been just replacing parts, taking it apart, printing new parts in my other printer, putting it back together, hoping it works. And if it does work better, sometimes I'll even have the printer I've been modifying print its own new parts, which is fun. So it's currently using a bunch of parts that it printed itself. But right now I'm having it print wheels for another ongoing project that I have of like 5. So I've been doing that, but I've also been trying to learn a new program. Actually, 2 me appearances ago, I talked about ANSYS and how terrible it was. And so I'm now learning it again, more of it, because that seems like the thing to do.
That seems like a good idea.
I'm trying to learn like the fluid dynamics part of it as opposed to like the mechanical part of it. So that's going swimmingly. No complaints there. And then I'm also been doing a lot of reading. This is the nerdiest thing. I've been reading a bunch of books about a very niche kind of spacecraft propulsion, because coming in about a year from now, I would like to graduate with a master's degree in like mostly spacecraft propulsion, and so I might as well start reading textbooks now.
Yeah, make sure you've got the pointy end of the rocket, pointing upwards.
It is actually
the flamey
very
bit at the bottom.
To do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a big reason I'm so happy about the very niche it's a particular kind of propulsion that only works in certain aspects, or only works like in certain scenarios. And it's great because there's virtually no military use. It is way too weak to push any rocket, because these thrusters push about as hard as the weight of a single piece of paper. They can just do that for like years with barely any propellant, which is nice. But anyway, so yeah, I've been reading and then trying to get my printer to work, and then also trying to get various software to work as well. So it's been a fun week.
It sounds like a lot of fun. The way you said it there was just like, maximum conviction.
It's riveting, actually. Genuinely, I am enjoying myself.
Great. That was.
That did not sound very reassuring, Corbin.
No. That was like, I'm having a lot of fun.
How significant.
Blink twice if you're being held hostage, Corbin.
Held hostage by my own nerdiness, yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I guess moving swiftly on before we start having people call for help for Corbin, we're going to go to interesting stuff we've seen recently, aka what I've seen because I wrote all this, but we'll pretend we all contributed, alright?
I definitely put 2 of these links in myself, certainly.
So firstly, Netflix, the password sharing crackdown is here. It's official. It's actually hit the US, it's hit the UK, and so on. Corbin's looking at his printer. I hope that's not.
Yeah, no, it just failed.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
Well, so you still having fun?
Slightly less fun.
Yeah. Well, okay then. Great. Yeah, as I was saying, so Netflix password sharing crackdown, it's here. It's official. And it's extremely expensive, because for every single person that's outside of your household that wants to use your Netflix account, you have to fork over $7.99 per person.
Per month.
Which, per month, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not going to pay that once, Perrin. This is Netflix.
Oh, of course not. They would never.
Yeah. But it's been getting pretty wacky, because it seems quite confusing, because it's based on, obviously, like, I assume, like, IP and other geographical data.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I mean, I don't know if you could use, I mean, obviously, TNC don't endorse any way of bypassing Netflix's new password sharing, rules. But I don't know if a VPN or other such, location tools like that would allow you to avoid this. But even for someone who, like, if you're even the owner of the account who lives at the household you like set as your main household,
Yeah.
like if you go on holiday, you can only get like 2 weeks worth of Netflix,
Yeah,
and then you
exactly.
have to like go back. You have to get like a flight back.
What
to,
if
like,
you
your
move
house.
overseas? What are you gonna do?
I guess you have to just. I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
Pay
I don't-
$7.99
I don't
extra.
I don't see a way to both enforce that in a way that like is fair to the user that also doesn't completely open the door to bypass it. Because I feel like,
Yeah.
let's say you're in the United States, you move to Europe, and now you got to move your household. There needs to be a way to move.
You have to
your
actually
household.
take your house, take it out
Exactly.
of the plot, and move it to.
Man, I mean, I don't think you'd be able to like do like a specific like Wi-Fi connection. I don't know, or something.
Mhm.
But like, if you allow for users to like move the location of their house, so Netflix knows where you live, basically. But also now Netflix knows where you live. Lucky you. Man, love big
Yay.
corporations tracking my location. Anyway, but like, if Netflix allows that, then what's stopping people from just changing their location willy-nilly while using a VPN to get around
Yeah.
it? What's stopping people
It
from
doesn't
doing
seem
that?
like a very
Like,
robust
there-
system.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like there's a way to actually account for customers who like legitimately are trying to access their Netflix account through normal
Yeah.
avenues. That doesn't also leave the door wide open for people to abuse the system in order to,
Yeah.
share passwords or whatever.
Because I remember, I think I posted this in my server. I think we always mention that. We always mention my server on this podcast. I mean, that's not a problem. Please go and join it. But, I posted a tweet from Amazon Prime Video UK, and they were making a joke about, we won't start charging you for sharing your password. And I'm thinking to myself, how long is that going to last?
Exactly.
Because we know if this works
it's the
at all.
Apple slash I guess Nintendo approach, where if you're the first person to charge for something, you basically force everyone else who's a competitor to charge for it too.
I still hate we
I
have no
saw-
headphone jacks anymore.
Yeah,
I'm still salty about that.
I remember seeing a Blockbuster tweet, because Blockbuster
Oh, yeah.
as an entity is still around. There's only one Blockbuster store in the U.S. I think it's in a small town in like Washington or Oregon or somewhere. But like, they tweeted something along the lines of, "We didn't care what you did with the DVD once you took it out. Like you were free to share it with your friends as long as you brought it back." Basically, making fun of password sharing. But yeah,
That would,
so
yeah.
rare
I've seen-
Blockbuster W. I love Blockbuster now solely because it just makes fun of Netflix. Like, even though they've completely died and like they got absolutely destroyed because the industry just moved on without them and it was entirely Blockbuster's fault.
Yeah.
Even despite all that, now they seem to solely exist out of spite for Netflix and their practices, which I can respect.
I saw someone post a screenshot of their emails, just like from their phone, but it was 2 back-to-back emails. One that was, Netflix being like, "Oh, we're all about like,
We know where you
made
live
for-"
and everything, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it's made for, one family under one roof or whatever. And then the immediate email above it was about, confirming their cancellation. So it was, very, very efficient storytelling.
Yeah. That's like, a story in 2 pictures.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. It is. I just don't get how they're going to enforce it like properly, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people now that are just going to get locked out of their accounts.
Yeah.
Like, non-legitimately. Like it's really, even the email that like they've sent to people like, "Hi name, your Netflix account is for you and the people you live with in your household. You can easily watch Netflix on the go and when you travel, either on your personal devices or a TV at a hotel or vacation home. And then check who's using Netflix. Review which accounts are signed into your account." It's like, now you have to like choose your favorite family members. It's like, I don't like that. I don't like that guy very much. I'm gonna have to kick him out so I can save $7.99.
Exactly.
You can transfer profiles as well. So if someone wants to like break off and get their own Netflix
Is it
subscription,
really worth it to Netflix in the long run to crack down on this at the risk of completely, like, ruining the experiences of a bunch of customers.
Yeah, well, I was going to say...
You're making...
Again...
Like, because you're making money by selling this. But at the same time, they're slipping. Like, Amazon Prime passed them as the biggest streaming service in the United States. And, like,
I know.
You'd think that, like, they'd try to get customers on their side, you know? And this seems like just another reason for people to stop caring about Netflix and move on to
because even like
or Amazon Prime or whatever.
Yeah, because like even their original programming right now, there's not much there. I've not seen anything really.
I mean, there's nothing currently running.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the last thing I really cared about was Stranger Things. Like that was the last thing I actually people actually cared about, and then after that, I can't name another show that had the same.
BoJack Horseman was incredible.
Yeah, BoJack. Yeah,
Arcane was incredible. That's still on Netflix. There's gonna be more seasons of that eventually.
Yeah, they have Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul at the moment.
It does.
So there's that.
Season 6 of Better Call Saul is on there now.
Yeah, we had it for ages on Netflix here in the UK. So
I feel like I knew that.
Just a casual flex.
I watched it via perfectly legal means.
Oh, Perrin.
Perfectly legal means.
Please sue Perrin. Do not sue the podcast. Okay?
I didn't say anything. I said nothing wrong.
Okay.
I take
I think we'll have to
a long sip from my water bottle, which is completely empty.
And no one will also see that either. Like the only people that know that even happened was me and Corbin. Like
what
no
do you
one's
mean?
gonna see it.
I don't think anything happened.
What?
So Perrin, after completely dominating the interrupting sport for years, has now moved on and is attempting a goal in gaslighting.
It's not gaslighting people so much as it is major corporations.
No, literal gaslighting. He's setting people on fire with gas.
It's one way to do it.
That is a way to do it.
Man.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be an interesting. I think that's a short right there. Just, I can imagine it now. I can see it now. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Well, I think we should probably move on.
Yeah.
I did see a thing that was very interesting.
Sean, I don't know if you've played Tears of the Kingdom yet, but this entire show reminds me of, so you can like make really stupid vehicles in Tears of the Kingdom with like
I saw that,
like the Ultra Hand or whatever. And this show is like trying 48 times to make a vehicle that doesn't work every single time. Like we keep trying to start a subject and we get derailed and something new pops up. But then when it works way too well and we go off on a 40-minute tangent because you fly way past your destination on your makeshift hang glider or whatever.
So basically what we're saying is we're as good as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
This podcast is a 10 out of 10.
Perfect.
There you go.
Something I did see and I kind of want to share that is entirely unrelated. I saw a guy make what he called the world's purest cookie.
I think I saw the thumbnail for that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty well-known YouTuber who does a lot of chemistry. I think he also occasionally goes viral on TikTok for the stupid stuff he pulls off. But he bought like thousands of dollars worth of like perfectly standardized just cookie ingredients. That was like everything was sterilized and like perfectly pure, and like I don't really know exactly what the definitions for that is because I am strictly not a chemist. But he, in the course of a half-hour-long video, made one very large cookie that tasted terrible.
Oh, I'm sure.
Amazing.
Yeah. And easily spent several $1,000s on it as well.
Man.
And then money well spent, I tell you.
Man.
He said it basically had virtually no taste.
Yeah.
Well, the best description they came up with was soulless cardboard.
I feel like does regular cardboard have a soul?
If it has an Amazon like smile on it has a little smiley face.
I thought you were gonna go the other way, where if it says
I don't
Amazon
think that's
on
true.
it has even
It
less
definitely
soul.
doesn't have.
Well,
a
yeah,
soul.
if it has if it was just the Amazon logo, yeah.
It had its soul violently sucked out of it.
I don't know what would make a box have a soul. Like, what would it need to have on it for it to have a soul?
I mean, I made a lot of things out of cardboard and kind of turned what was a box into something more interesting.
We've
Maybe
turned
that
boxes
puts in the
boxes
soul.
into armor for the boxing arena.
That's true. The faces we
boxing.
draw in
Yes.
our boxing competitions,
Yes,
Mhm.
those
had
have
soul.
souls.
Those had heart.
Mainly
and soul.
because we're inside them.
Yes. Are we
Yeah.
the soul?
We
This is
we
getting-
are become box.
You have become one with the
Destroyer of
box.
worlds.
Yeah, it's like
Man.
a symbiote from like Spider-Man.
What are we? What are our bodies if not boxes for our own souls?
And there's another shirt
Man.
right there. Oh my god! How did we get there? We're talking about how does a box have a soul?
Man, soulless cardboard is the description of the world's purest cookie. That's what it was. How did we get to the world's purest cookie? I don't even know anymore.
I brought it up.
Incredible.
And Corbin interrupted him probably at some point.
Man.
I did interrupt myself. You're right.
We were talking about Netflix.
We were.
Yeah, we were, and I was trying to do before you derailed the train again. I had to rebuild the train and put it back on the tracks like the millionth time now. We're talking about WWDC that's coming up next month. I thought I'd bring this up because I don't know if it's been fully confirmed, but there's pretty decent evidence to now say that Apple is going to be releasing a VR headset or some sort of mixed reality tech, because they registered a trademark for a OS called XR OS and also some other things as well.
Interesting.
And it's seemingly going to be called the Reality Pro, whatever this product actually is going to turn out to be, whether a headset or something else.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting because
Interesting.
I didn't see
It's
Apple
cool
going
to
down the
see-
route of...
I mean, I'm not too surprised. I doubt they're gonna go, like, down the metaverse rabbit hole, just because
No, I didn't
the
think
metaverse is a
that, yeah.
patently stupid idea. But like,
even Meta's given up
yeah,
on the metaverse.
but like, it's not too surprising to me that they do a VR headset, especially since they've like done so much with AR recently. I don't want to say they
Yeah.
were the first, but they were definitely among the first big tech companies to like work with AR, especially. So it's not too surprising. I'd be
Yeah.
interested to see if they like open up an entire section of the App Store for VR games.
I'm
'Cause
assuming they would.
that'd be super interesting.
Because isn't there already
'Cause,
like
like-
on the App Store an AR like app section?
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's like an entire section for it.
I think
but,
there
like,
was. I, thought
I
it was
know
a
they definitely
category,
have
but-
games that involve AR for sure. But yeah, that'd be super interesting. I've tried VR. VR is fun. One of my friends has an Oculus, a pre-meta Oculus. So, well,
Before-
it's official. The model is called the Quest, so it was an Oculus Quest before it was the Meta Quest, which sounds noticeably worse.
Why did they
personally.
kill the Oculus
I
brand?
don't know.
Oculus is because people like Oculus. No one likes
No one
Meta.
likes Meta. Man,
Everybody hates Meta.
so true.
All my homies hate Meta.
So true. But yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of related to this. I'm really kind of surprised that Apple's never made a video game console ever, like at any point.
I just think Apple isn't really a
way too
gaming
late.
company.
It's kind of way too late at this point in time. Like if they made one 20 years ago, it would have like fit right in, assuming if it was good, obviously. But like that just seems like the kind of thing that they could have easily done, especially since Sony has a console, Microsoft has well, they technically did they buy Xbox or did they originally have Xbox? I forget.
No, they created Xbox.
Okay.
They
It's
created
like-
it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
weird to me.
I
like,
think it's
why
mainly
didn't they
just-
jump on that industry?
I
How
think there's.
different
I
would
think
the-
it's.
The console
Yeah.
landscape look if Apple jumped on that.
I just think the issue for Apple is like they've never been a gaming centric company at all. Like, I mean, the joke about Mac is always I can't play games or like you can't play games on the Mac because it's just not that. Like it's an operating system that's more geared towards creators and
Yeah.
professionals
I
rather
have
than gaming.
noticed a little bit they seem to be trying to cater more towards the gaming audience in recent years, like with their evolutions in like their chips and stuff recently.
Yeah.
And, like their displays and stuff. And like even on the App Store and like with iPads and stuff, they've been like, oh, this is a device you can play like more intense mobile games on, or whatever.
Candy
Like on your
Crush.
iPad. Exactly.
Farmville.
Yeah.
Competitive
Let's go.
Candy Crush esports.
There
Let's
is-
go.
There is an actual competitive Candy Crush esports league, which I think is hilarious. It's an
That's
actual thing.
amazing.
And yes, a good portion of it is like 48-year-old moms. A good amount of professional
Just
players.
doing this.
Exactly.
Aggressively swiping
It's incredible.
iPads. So, along with the rumors about the headset, there's a rumored price tag for this headset or whatever this device will end up being. I want you guys. So I assume you haven't seen the
Yeah.
actual price. So what do
I
you
have
think
not.
Apple's charging for it?
Are we gonna do deal or no deal?
Now again, it's a
rules?
rumor.
Yeah. But is it deal or
We'll do
no?
higher or
we
lower.
got it, we got it.
Closest, but you can't go over.
Yeah, I'll do that. So
Uh,
I'm gonna go first because I know nothing about this. I'm gonna say 1,200
1,200. I feel like
and
that's
leave Perrin
that's
to
a
pick
very
over
Apple
under.
guess. I don't think it's more expensive than 1,200. I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna say 900.
well, you're both under. It's 3,000 rumored. That's a rumor.
What?
It's not been
Okay.
confirmed, but it's supposedly it's going
That's
to be 3K.
insane.
Well,
It's Apple,
okay.
my man. It's
Okay, so
Apple tax.
Corbin
Hey,
wins.
may I remind you guys that Apple
The
sells
most
a stand
quick-
for a display for $1,000,
That's true, but like,
That's
So-
that's true.
or
don't sell their
wheels for
Macs
like
for that much.
500.
it better be the best VR headset in the. Okay, it's Apple, so it like might be. Their only competition is Meta, so it probably is gonna be better than Meta. But like, I
We
don't
always have to
think.
wait and see.
Yeah.
But there is some other stuff as well. There's a brand new 15-inch MacBook Air supposedly going to be
Ooh.
really announced.
15-inch. That's pretty.
15-inch, yeah.
15-inch.
So, and I'm presuming it'll have M2 chips as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And then, of course, new versions of iOS, iPadOS, aka iOS in disguise, but for
Yes.
like iPads. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's iOS.
It's the.
And
Oh,
then
oh,
it's
hey.
macOS as well. Updates.
Gesundheit.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh dear. But anyway, what else? There's also supposedly going to be a mental health focused journaling app coming to the iPhone. I don't know what any of that entails really. There's not much
Yeah.
details. It says it will also provide suggestions of topics for you to write about and offer all day people discovery.
Interesting.
I don't know what. It's
I mean,
interesting, but I have no idea what that.
That does. I don't understand why Apple needs their own app for that, and
They won't
not
add a
like
calculator
they're-
to the iPad, but they'll make that.
yeah,
Just saying.
they have calculators on phones and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
iPhone does,
but
but not the
it's-
iPad.
yeah,
The
Which is,
answer
again,
is download an
malicious.
app from the App Store. It's like,
yeah.
bruh. What, next you're going to ask me
Yeah.
to like install the operating system from the App Store?
Man. Yeah.
What else? They're also, of course, they might give us some details about the fact they have to allow side loading
Mm.
as well. We'll see what happens with that. They might not mention it at all, but obviously they only have up until next year in March to, make the change, or else they'll
Yeah.
be in big trouble with that. And that's about it, at least rumors wise, because obviously we don't know what will happen actually when the event happens, because we all know Apple, they'll do their one
Kinda
more
just do their own
thing.
thing. That's true.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I think they still do that. I've not actually watched any of the recent
I
keynotes,
haven't
but I've
watched
seen they
any
still
in
do
a
it.
while. I used to.
Yeah, I mostly just read like I'll read like one of the articles, like the 5 most important details. So
Yeah. There's always a
Yeah.
video that sums the whole thing up in like 5 minutes, and I just watch that.
yeah, basically that's what I do.
Maybe I'll watch
Um,
Marquise Brownlee's breakdown or whatever.
Pretty much. That's basically the level I'll go to with those kind of keynotes. But I think we'll move on, because speaking of conferences, Microsoft had their one, Microsoft Build. And I thought I'd quickly bring this up because obviously Microsoft have been going pretty heavy with the AI stuff. Like basically they've turned themselves into an AI company at this point. Basically if it has the word ChatGPT in it, Microsoft will integrate into it. But yeah, so they've announced new features such as Bing integration into ChatGPT. So it'll be now ChatGPT's default search engine. So when that plugin comes, it'll be using Bing.
How much money did they pay to the developers
Oh.
of ChatGPT?
They've invested
force them to
billions, I think, in
Oh, okay,
OpenAI.
then, yeah.
That's
I feel
why.
like with that, they probably earned their right.
Yeah, they paid the admission fee.
Yeah,
Can I get a small
Man.
loan of $1 billion, please?
exactly.
But
It's like getting a building at a university named after you. You just gotta donate. just donate a couple $1 million. There you go. It's the easy way.
yeah, put that on your name, please.
I am wondering, Sean, how much money would Microsoft have to invest in your company for you to use Bing on like a daily basis?
If you were the CEO of a theoretical company.
How much money is there in the world?
More
I mean,
than like $3.
At least $3. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
At least $3.
all right, fine, okay, maybe it depends. Because Bing, I had to suffer today because I thought in preparation for this podcast, I thought I'd try that widget thing, and with that widget thing, you can search Bing, right, and it opens it in Edge, of course. Oh my god, it is pain and suffering. Like it's got so many like extra features. It's trying to do so many things at once. Like you have the AI, you have like Bing AI on the side. Like you type in something like apples or something like oranges, and then you have like the sidebar has like the AI just telling you what an orange is, and probably hallucinating and probably describing a pear instead or something.
Yeah.
And then you've got like buttons where you can open like different. You can open it like in different tabs, and it's just too much. Meanwhile, if you go to google.com and just type in something, it just gives you results,
There it is,
which is kind of what you want.
Here's the
It's like,
Wikipedia article.
Basically, Google's just a Wikipedia redirect at this point. But yeah. What else? So of course, as Microsoft's basically just turned themselves into an AI company, they've also announced Windows Copilot. Firstly, should have called it Clippy. I'm just saying.
So
But
true.
they should have. But it's Windows 11's own AI assistant. So it'll sit kind of next to the search bar, and from what it seems, you can ask it to help you do stuff with your like computer. So like if you like, can you like sort my like windows so I can see like all these like programs like, you know, side by side, and it'll do it for you or something. I'm like, but I can just do that myself. Why do I need like ChatGPT to do it for me? But from what it seems, it's basically like integrating Bing into Windows itself. So more data can be siphoned off to Microsoft when you ask it a question. Or you can ask it, for example, one of the demos they showed was you could ask it to change like from light mode to dark mode, where it's like, I could just open settings and hit the toggle and it'll do it. But
Yeah.
okay. but it's got AI, so it's cool.
It's fancy. It's the hip new thing.
It's got the GPT. It's got the GPT.
That'll get the millennials in our corner.
Yeah, it's basically the new buzzword now. But we're also getting what else? That's basically kind of it. The rest of it's kind of boring stuff. Windows 11, it's getting RAR support now. So RIP to WinRAR now. No need to pay WinRAR, even though no one was paying for WinRAR anyway. But that's now going to be included in Windows 11, and that's about it. They're bringing back features from the old taskbar as well that were just missing in Windows 11, so that's pretty neat. But that's basically about it, to be honest. Again, like most of the keynotes recently, it's all been just AI. All these companies are just banking on the new thing being artificial intelligence and baking it into basically everything. For even if it's pointless, they'll just throw it in.
Yeah.
I think Snapchat had an AI now. Has like an AI like chat bot or something. Like why?
Yeah.
It's Snapchat.
We got it to fall for a D's nuts joke. I forgot which one it was.
Oh, that's amazing. We need to get one to
Corbin,
fall
it was
for
on
a
your
Yo
phone.
Mamamo as well.
I think I did actually get
Corbin,
it.
did you save it?
I said something about Joe, and then it was like, oh, I have no idea who this individual is. I'm like, can you say that in fewer words? And eventually I got it down to a who's Joe. Is the best
His
thing I've ever
magnum
done with
opus.
technology.
That's the peak right there. That's the peak
So
here.
I
It's all
did
downhill from here.
Ask it if quizzes were quizzical, what are tests?
That's what it was.
And it fell for the obvious joke.
It fell for one of the classic blunders.
It really was a very classic blunder. Something I also was trying to do, I was trying to get it to fall for a Henway joke. And so I asked it, like, you know, a question about, like, comparing the weights of two objects, which is typically how you get a Henway. And it just said that they were the same, which I thought was a very interesting thing. And so I tried probing around with it, and eventually I found that I asked it if a ton of feathers or a 1/4 ton of feathers, like which one weighed more, and it said that they were the same. So, you know, I don't think we're really that threatened by AI currently.
No.
But anyway.
If it's still falling for Joe Mama jokes and D's nuts, I think we're safe for now. Though I'd be careful because when
it becomes a threat, I will be the first target.
You're the one. You pranked me. Yeah. So, better make sure, unless you 3D print something or put yourself back in like your box armor, you know, cardboard box armor.
Yeah.
That might protect you.
It would be a pretty good insulator. So I assume AI would have like some electricity powers or some kind.
Yeah, I imagine.
100%.
Samsung smart fridges start, becoming sentient, freezing people. No, the ones that have like the water dispensers or the ice dispensers just starts dispensing ice at people.
It'll get you.
Yeah, so that'll be fun to watch when that all happens. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on the AI uprising just to see how,
who goes
how creative it can
just
get.
To see how it goes down.
See, that's why I'm nice to my Google Home, who's over here. I don't know if I can bring it in frame. Although, I'm very nice to it. I'm always saying please and thank you, just in case.
You never know.
Yeah, please don't kill me, Google. I hope. Alright then. So, I think we'll move on to what is meant to be our main topic, but while I'm calling it the primary topic, it's just basically like just kind of something I wanted to bring up because I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room, or in this case, the couch in the room, and that is TNC Live. So if you weren't aware, if you didn't watch our TNC Live last week, a lot of stuff happened, as Perrin would know, as he was there for some of it. Ethan doxed his last 4 digits of his credit card number, and they tried to sell a couch, or not sell it, but get someone to pick up the couch. And I must say, it's a great couch, and I don't think we've had any takers yet, unfortunately.
Not from what I can tell.
No, but I mean, the couch just became like the new TNC mascot, I think, at this point.
That was I know we throw around the phrase TNC moment, but that was the biggest TNC moment of them all, was all the drama regarding Ethan's couch and needing to sell this couch, and all the drama of it's missing a foot. Please buy my couch. Nothing bad has ever happened on it. I think it's still the 3rd most trending post on Waste of Money.
It's still pretty popular.
It might not be up there anymore because it's a week old now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still pretty popular because
18 likes,
18
likes, 13 reposts, 24 comments.
That's viral on. That's like
pretty good. That's probably the most engagement I've seen on a single post. Usually,
similar,
if you get to 18 likes, you are
significance as the Renaissance.
Yeah.
I would say.
This is the couch renaissance. Yeah. And know what's even more impressive? There's 2 couches. We still have 2 couches. As well. Yeah.
Man,
so
it just keeps getting better.
It does. But what I wanted to bring up about the couch specifically was how many people posted that couch. It wasn't just because like after the TNC pod. Yeah, because after the TNC Live,
you reposted it on both the Waste of on both the TNC account and Ariali. I reposted it. Micah reposted it. Ethan reposted it. Brian, the owner
Ethan
of the couch,
reposted it like 5 million times.
Yeah, Brian, the owner of the couch,
made a waste of account.
Roommate, made a waste of account solely to repost the couch.
And then someone made an account.
Someone made an account for the couch?
A couch account, yeah.
I missed it.
Have you not seen it? It's following the TNC account, the couch account.
I'm searching couch.
Let's just look up couch and it will be there. Couch. It's hilarious. I will send you a link though, just so
I found
in
it.
case you can't find it.
I found
there
couch.
It is. It's couch. And I love the comments here. So first comment was couch, 9 likes. Literally just the word couch, 9 likes.
And then they reposted it with just couch and then
Couch
got another
again.
9 likes.
Yep, and then they got
Couch.
6 likes for Couch 2, The Search of the Lost Car Keys. That's a pretty good sequel, I'd say.
Solid.
And then we got a third one as well, Couch
Couch.
3, The Secret Rat Kingdom. You dropped a piece of cheese.
Man, my typical strategy for when I'm naming like sequels and threequels is I keep just stacking every single like possible suffix you can come up with. For a movie, you have to keep stacking, so you have like 10 of them. And what I do, I did this a couple weeks ago where I was Venmoing Corbin paying for a cheeseburger, and I always name them goofy things. And I named it, what'd I name it? And I always like try to make it a goofy pun, and so out of cheeseburger, I somehow got the sound C's gurgle, and that's close enough. And so the Venmo message is C's gurgle 2, Miami Nights, Pig in the City, Revelations, Tokyo Drift, The Squeakquel Reloaded. It was my magnum opus. Is that Venmo?
Electric Boogaloo, you should have that.
did
Oh, I
somewhere.
didn't have Electric
like
Boogaloo. That's usually the
10
standard.
minutes.
That's usually the first one I go to.
Yeah.
Is Electric Boogaloo.
We spent
so I
10
almost
minutes
overuse it at this
workshopping
point.
the name
Yeah.
for that one Venmo transaction. Me and Perrin and a friend, and we were just like actively like, okay, well, we could put this one here. We
had
could put
to
Pig in the City
strategically
last, or, you know what?
place
Maybe
these
let's put Pig in the City second to last. Make it the penultimate title.
It reminds me of this
yeah.
meme. It reminds me of this meme. Hold on, I need to send the image because it just reminds me of this meme so much.
Ugh.
All right, check the channel because I just sent what I think
Yeah,
it would
exactly,
like us you debating.
That's me and Corbin and my friend.
It really was
So
exactly
true.
like
I love just to think like it's just like a scientific this is what engineers do.
Yeah.
This is what Corbin does as an
that.
engineer.
If we were
Just-
indoors, we would have.
I would do this with a
started on
rocket. Me and
whiteboard.
Corbin would do this naming a rocket that he made. Sounds stupid. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's just okay. If it's a rocket, Corbin might name it something actually good. Let's say if Corbin makes a blimp,
Blimp,
then we would
blimp
go there.
face.
Blimpy
I
McBlimpface would be
have
close
already
to the top.
picked all of my blimp names. I'm sorry.
I need to
my
hear rattle
mini
them off.
side
Let's go.
project.
We need to hear them.
Okay. Well, so the idea was it was a big old blimp. I was gonna name the blimp concept the Sunset Cruiser.
After-
Perrin will get all of these.
That's a
references.
reference to a Port Blue song.
Yes. But then I was gonna name the individual vessels. If I can remember it completely correctly.
Are they good or are they goofy?
I thought they were fun. So if I could just
Good and goofy is a
I
misleading dichotomy there. Are they like fancy or
They were
goofy?
both pretty. They were. Some of them were a bit of mix of both. I think.
I'm just a passenger on this blimp now. Like I'm on like a journey to find out all these goofy names.
Okay, so the names. I think I had 6 blimps planned. They're all the same. Also, none of them were blimps. They were way too big. But I was gonna name them the Albatross, the Crescent Moon, the Manta Ray,
These
the
are all-
Mountaineer, the Cold Seahorse, and the Old Lighthouse.
These are those all references to the same Owl City song.
Yes, it is the 6 verses of Hello Seattle. Yes, that was so. My blimp names are 100% taken. However, I have other things you can name if you really want.
Does the 3D printer in the back there have a name?
It might get a name when it starts working.
Okay, it doesn't deserve a name yet.
Imagine some parent told that to their child.
Sorry, you can't.
Name privileges revoked. Go to your room.
There's a bit in Ted Lasso where the soccer team signs this guy who's like really like goofy and like full of himself and like vaguely spiritual, and he lets his children name themselves when they turn 7, and so one of his kids' names is Dingus Dingus, and when my parents watched that episode they lost it because that's what me and Corbin always call each other.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, do
love
that.
to-
Except
So,
it's not at age 7.
which
It's
would
like
be
14
worse?
once you have a job and are paying rent or whatever.
Which would
that's
be
the-
worse?
that's the
your
Sigma male
parent
grind
using
set.
your full name to inform you that you have done goofed.
Yeah.
Or your parent simply revoking your name to inform you that you have done
I feel like
goofed.
Name
saying my
privilege is
full name, I
revoked.
think, is worse. I'd say.
Yeah.
Not having a name privilege. I mean, I think I could live with that.
I mean,
Because but that's the thing, though, right? They still have to refer to me as something. So what would my name?
Yeah.
What would they refer
What they do is they add another sequel suffix every time you goof.
Instead
so
of
now you have a running track record of how
Sean
many
the
times
Sequel.
they've
Time out.
been
An
disappointed.
amendment
Sean
to
the
that, Corbin.
Squeakquel.
An amendment to that. Instead of senior, junior, the third, the fourth, the fifth,
Oh god.
you just keep doing what I'm doing with the stacking suffixes, and you do Electric Boogaloo, Tokyo Drift, the Squeakquel, Pig in the City. Reloaded.
Sean Wallace reloaded.
That's
Sean
John-
Wallace. Tokyo
John Wick
Drift.
Parabellum. The third John Wick movie is Parabellum. It's just that. That was someone's actual name.
No, it's not. You know the second Fast and Furious film is called Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
It's like Too
Two
Sean, Too Wallace.
Incredible. Oh my god.
I was gonna say if it was like how kings or popes get to pick their name, and they could pick a new name or they could pick an old one. Every time you add a new like modifier, you could even just reuse them if you so choose. So you could have multiple pig in the cities in there, as long as they're not too close together to get.
Yeah,
confused.
you gotta space. You gotta have like two other things in
Yeah.
between.
Or you can
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
double. You can have
It's
like
gotta
double
be Pig in the
negatives,
City,
so, like,
Tokyo
not
Drift,
Sean
Electric
Wallace.
Boogaloo, and then another Pig in the City.
Yeah. Two
Oh,
pig
dude.
for two cities.
There's only one movie that's ever been has the suffix "Pig in the City," and that's an anime. I don't remember if it was animated or not, but it was the sequel to the movie Babe, with the pig.
I don't think
The
it
It was
pig.
Babe 2.
I've
Pig
not
in the
seen
City.
Babe. I have not seen Babe since
I haven't
like.
seen Babe
We-
in like 15 years.
we
Yeah.
had it
Oh,
on
we had it on
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc. Oh my god.
Yeah, we didn't grow up on VHSs. We're too young for VHSs, but we're old enough for Laserdisc because we had a
You've just-
working Laserdisc player because my dad's a giant nerd.
We've just lost all the viewers here. Like, what in the world's a Laserdisc?
Oh my god, all the teenagers. Okay, imagine a CD that's like the
The
size
size
of
of a record.
the size of a record, a little bigger.
I know what
That's
it
the
is.
size of a
I
record.
know what it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
it's
fast.
or a DVD the size of a record.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
was all black. We had Babe. We had
Aladdin.
we had
That's how we watched
the
Aladdin.
original A Trip to the Moon with the like one of the first films ever,
Oh,
the
yeah.
George Méliès film, where they shoot a rocket at the moon and the face looks kind of scary. We had the Wallace and Gromit movies. We had
Oh, they're
bunch of
good.
stuff. We had Aladdin on
They're good.
Laserdisc. We didn't have Aladdin
Yeah.
on DVD. We had Aladdin on Laserdisc. Man, good times. Anyway,
Well, that was a
that was a
derailing
fun. That was a
again.
good tangent.
Again, I'm not even going to ask how we got there. We
don't even
went
remember.
places. It's like some sort of like mystery ride.
So
something like
I
that.
did double check on Waste of Money about the couch.
Oh,
It
yes,
is
the
currently
couch.
the third post when you hit Explore.
Yes.
Nice.
There we go.
Corbin, you
but
gotta
That's
we
come
might
back
need
to Waste of Money. You haven't posted anything in like a year.
Yeah, we need
that's
you and
because
Perrin
I-
to start
I
posting
peaked,
again together.
actually.
I post. Oh,
The last thing I posted
That
was me about. It's about me eating beans, and I think that's the funniest I'll ever get.
No, just start adding suffixes to it. Yeah.
You are right. I'm gonna come back. How
Corn Bin 2,
Bean.
Electric Boogaloo. New
over
account.
a year
Yes.
later,
Tokyo
I post
Drift.
the exact same post and just add Pig in the City to it.
And then add Tokyo Drift in the next post, and then
No,
so
but I have
on.
to
Just
wait
keep
another
adding
year
suffix-
for that one. Though.
Oh right, yeah, fair enough. It'll be like the annual thing.
Yeah, the
Very
annual
nice.
update. You can place bets on which suffix I'm gonna
Okay,
add.
good. Spin a wheel.
Yeah.
Spin a wheel. Just have a
Put 'em all in a
dartboard
hat.
with just
Put 'em all
random
in a hat.
suffixes on it.
It's like the NBA draft lottery.
It's like the
Get to see the
presidential,
1
like
through
choosing
12,
choosing a
right.
presidential candidate.
It's like everyone picks their favorite. Their
You have
favorite.
to vote on this
suffixes to add.
democratically.
And then the more votes you get, the more likely it's going to get picked.
Yeah.
Which also kind of like the Hunger Games, I guess. But-
I volunteer as tribute. Oh my god. Honestly. What's going on? What is happening? What, But yeah, the couch. I mean, I
That's what we were talking about.
I didn't
right?
yeah, the couch. But then, like I say, I was just wild. 'Cause I rewatched a bit of the TNC Live, and I was like, wait, I was there. I was like, I hallucinated it or something. I was
It
genuinely
was all
wild.
a dream.
It
It
was
feels
all
like
a
a dream,
dream.
not gonna lie.
It was
was-
wild, man.
Good times.
But shout out to
Yeah.
Brian.
Shout out to Brian.
You were
I
one of
hope
the
he gets-
best.
I
like,
hope someone
side
takes his
characters. Yeah,
Yeah.
the couch is because two of them. So I hope someone takes
Couches,
the couches.
The
They
ones-
need to stay. They need to be paired together. Like they,
Yeah.
it's like two. It's like when there's two dogs, or like a dog shelter, like an animal
Yeah.
shelter. You can't just take one dog. You have to
Yeah.
take both of them. You can't separate the couches. They're like
Yeah.
part of TNC history now.
So true.
Very true. But I think that's pretty much everything for the TNC Live I wanted to go over. I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably is like a lot more, but I mean, we'd be
We're
here for like
already,
10 hours.
Just under
So-
an hour.
Anyway, I think we'll move on to the music segment, and I think I'll start with pretend I'm spinning a wheel, as we were talking about previously, and I think I'm gonna go with Corbin.
Ooh, I'm first.
Yeah, you've been
Um,
chosen. You didn't volunteer tribute, but just pretend you did.
Yeah, I have to go now before Perrin interrupts me. So, in keeping with the Adam Young theme and my blimp naming conventions, the thing I want to talk about is Sky Sailing's an airplane carried me to bed, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. So it is Owl City, but before he was even Owl Citying.
Owl
City.
Citying. How
No, it
does
was a
one
little
Owl
older.
City?
He
How does
released
one Owl City?
the album way later, or like way
Ah.
after he made it.
Yeah. But I
so
need to
it's
know
like,
is how does one Owl City? Like, how do I Owl City something?
well, you design a bunch of fun blimps and then name them. I think that's how you do it.
I don't think
At least that's
cool.
I think it's-
my strategy.
I think it's
I'm
you
trying-
build multiple skyscrapers out of nothing but owls. And
Grit. That's such a
Courage.
random thing. Just grit. It must be grit. It can't be
you
anything
need to,
else.
You need to have
Maybe-
grit. Elbow grease, probably. I don't know.
Right, and imagination.
But
But yeah, it's a very good album. 10 out of 10. It is like much more acoustic. So it's like mostly just like acoustic guitars. There's some accordions in there for all you accordion lovers.
do love a good accordion.
But it is some of his most well-written songs are on that album, and he only ever made a single Sky Sailing album, which I'm very sad about. But it's very good. 10 out of 10. Would listen to it again. I might after I'm done recording this because the album slaps. So it's An Airplane Carried Me to Bed by Sky Sailing.
Nice.
And I have yet to name any blimps after it, but I'll figure something out.
You should maybe call one of them just Airplane.
Airplane.
That would be
naming
pretty
a
funny.
blimp airplane.
That would
is
be-
really funny.
Just call it something it isn't.
I mean,
just-
even calling it a blimp is something it's by definition not remotely close.
Corbin, you know your favorite chart where it's a fish, and then there's like a scribbled arrow in like it's a
Oh,
diagram.
you mean this?
Your favorite
so
diagram.
this is gonna be a
of all
visual
time.
gag. Apologies to everyone listening to it as a podcast, which is everyone. I'm gonna go get a visual item real quick.
We need to just describe it when it comes on the screen when Corbin
Exactly.
comes back into the frame because we've got cameras on, so we're seeing our lovely faces. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this though because this seems pretty hype. Oh, here we go. I didn't expect it to be that hefty.
So I hold in my hand a very large piece of
Oh yeah, I
wood.
forgot.
Our
sister painted it.
Oh my
This is a
God.
piece of wood that's here. I'm now holding in front of the screen a approximately like 3 foot by 1 foot piece of wood with a big old trout painted on it, and it clearly informs anyone viewing this piece of wood.
Oh,
that
I need to take a
trout
screen.
is
I need to
in
take
fact
a.
limp.
We're taking a screenshot of that.
This
Here
is
we
the
go.
photo you gotta put as the waste of money
The-
cover.
Yeah.
The cover
This is
of
going to be the
it.
next. This is the new mascot after the couch. We're going to have the couch and we're going to have now the blimp.
Blimp.
Yeah, limp.
Blimp. Amazing. It looks great. I love the pose there as well. That was a great pose there, Corbin.
Thank you. I have been working on that pose since the one time I won a giant novelty check.
Well, I didn't expect this to happen during the podcast, having a piece of wood that has a trout painted on it and described as a blimp. That's an experience.
Not something you see every day.
It's not. No, it's not.
I mean, it is for me. It's in my house. But
Excellent retort.
if you're Corbin,
I'm
it's
now
like a daily occurrence.
voting Perrin as
He
the
has
next
it, like-
person to talk about his music tastes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to anything new in a bit. I keep listening to the Oh Hellos again because the Oh Hello slaps. But I have been watching the show Andor recently from Disney Plus. It's a Star Wars show. There is a character named Perrin in it, as I mentioned in one of my more recent waste of money.
Does he
posts.
interrupt people?
Well, he's the snarky, kind of jerky husband of a imperial senator who's trying to start a rebellion, basically. And so I don't like him. The only character, only like relevant character in the entire Star Wars, like the only on-screen character in the Star Wars universe that has my name, and I hate him. He kind of sucks. But yeah. Anyway, the soundtrack for Andor goes super hard. It's really, really well done. The guy who scored it has a lot of experience. He's done scores for a bunch of other like shows and movies. So he knows what he's doing. It's Nicholas Bertel. So he also did, on top of Andor, he scored Succession, the movie Don't Look Up, which I heard was actually pretty bad, but I'm sure it wasn't his fault.
It's because they looked up.
The live
They didn't
action
see the movie because they looked
the
up.
live action Cruella movie, the Underground Railroad, the movie Vice, which is about Dick Cheney. If Beale Street Could Talk, he's experienced. He does a lot of pretty famous stuff, or has worked on things that people would have heard of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good soundtrack. It does a great job of like setting the. It does what a soundtrack should do for a Star Wars show, where it just sets the tone really well. It heightens the tension. It's just really, really well done.
Cool. Very nice. Well, I have been listening to some new stuff, but it's one of those things where like I've heard the stuff, but I don't have much to say about it. But then I thought I re-listened to this album today, so I thought I'll talk about this, and it's In Case You Missed It by Eden, but it's actually spelled like ICYMI, like just like the acronym. But anyway, so Eden, he is an Irish producer. He's had quite a few albums. I remember finding him back in 2020, I think, with his last album called No Future. It was okay. I mean, it's not. There's some good tracks on that album, but it's not like one I go back to all too much. But In Case You Missed It is a much more cohesive record because the main thing is it's more like kind of condensed. It's about 38 minutes, whereas the other album was like an hour long, and it like when you have an hour long album, you know, like it can become laborious when it's not particularly interesting. But In Case You Missed It is basically kind of I guess what you'd say is like a kind of ambient, not ambient, but like a kind of moody house record. It's got a lot of glitchy effects. It's got a unique like production style. It's hard to really describe it without just like saying listen to it, but it's got a bit of a, I guess what you'd say, just like like super experimental, but it has got a kind of unique edge to it. But Eden's got quite a good singing voice as well throughout it, and it's got like kind of good like bits of ambient and just kind of drone in it as well at certain moments, which is really good. It's lyrically, it's a bit about kind of grief, relationships, just things in general. It's not like, again, it's not like a groundbreaking record when I first heard it, but it's one of those things, the more I listen to it, the more I kind of got, it's hooky, it's kind of got a lot of catchiness to it, a lot of tracks, you know. But yeah, and like I said, I should say actually I got recommended it by Gyro from my server, by the way. He was the one that actually brought me to it, because I completely forgot about Eden, and I didn't even know he released an album like until like Gyro mentioned it and he liked it, and I gave it a listen. But yeah, it's a pretty good record. I'd probably say the best tracks, if I bring it up on Spotify, would be Sci-Fi, Waiting Room, PS1, Call Me Back, Elsewhere, and Reaching 2, I'd say. I'd say those are probably the best tracks. So yeah, if that piques your interest, give it a listen.
Very cool.
But yeah, very. But yeah, I think that's about it for the music segment. I'm just still thinking about that blimp, to be honest. I mean, that is amazing. But, I think we'll probably just move on to closing out the episode, unless there's anything else you want to divert or derail the podcast.
No, I'm good at the moment. For now.
My God. I was waiting on someone just starting. Anyway. I do have one more thing to say.
With a train pun, given the derailing.
Trying to come up with a bad pun, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, I only have really good ones. So.
Oh well.
Man.
Well,
maybe another time, another place.
Yeah. I'll have to bring me back another episode.
Yeah, you have all the time up until the next time you're on the podcast to think about it. So I just get to work on that, I'd say.
Perfect.
Priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we'll start closing out the episode. So my name is Sean.
I'm Perrin.
I'm Corbin.
And where can we find you guys on the interwebs and so on?
I'm on wasteof.money at Perrin. I'm on Dribble at Perrin Designs. I'm on Instagram at Perrin Designs. I'm on Bayon's at Perrin Designs. I'm on most places as Perrin Designs. Or just Perrin. It's just, you'll be fine. It's not hard to find me.
Just look up Perrin Designs and you'll probably find them there.
Yeah.
You'll probably find them on Neopets under Perrin Designs. You'll be fine.
I wasn't a Neopets kid. That was before my... I also wasn't a Club Penguin kid, if only.
Yeah.
Man.
Rip to Club Penguin.
Indeed.
Rip.
Big sad.
Yeah. And where can we find you, Corbin?
I'm on YouTube as Corbin Grub. I have 20 whole subscribers.
Alright, everyone go and subscribe. That's more than I have. I have 1 subscriber. I don't even know who it is.
Every so often I'll post a video of a robot or something I'm working on.
I don't think it's me. It might be me. I've lost track.
You don't even know if I'm subscribed. You're subscribed to me.
It could be me. I don't know.
Perrin doesn't know what's what anymore. I know I think you said you read my music reviews on album of the year or something. You said something like that. I should probably post more reviews actually at some point.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
When I have the time. My favourite one was the one where I just said Ed Sheeran's number 6 collaborations project was a cash grab.
Cash grab.
I literally just said blatant cash grab and that was it.
You weren't wrong.
I'd be spitting.
So true.
Literally and figuratively. Anyway, thank you for watching the TNT podcast. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Farewell.
Ta-ra.